Hello, my name is Peter Parfitt. Welcome to the new Brit workshop. I think most people know that I'm a keen cyclist. I do my best to get out a couple of times a week. And sometimes you want to actually put your bikes in or on the car and off you go for a really nice cycle ride somewhere a little bit further from home. Well, it's all very well if you've got perhaps a pair of these, which you can just shove in the boot and off you go. Assemble them when you get there and go for your cycle ride. Now there are a number of options if you've got a full-size bike. You could perhaps put them on the roof of the car, special roof rack, lift the bike up and away you go. But actually some of us find putting bikes on roofs quite difficult. It may be an age thing, or it may be because your car's a little bit too tall, all sorts of reasons. But putting a bike on a roof rack is not necessarily an easy option. You can get those cycle carriers that hang on the back of the car. But what worries me about those is that you might scratch your car or damage the car because all the bits and pieces of the bike are terribly close to your precious metal. But there is another way, and for me it starts with the push of a button. Now this is the Thule Easyfold XT2, also known as the Model 933, and this is a Towbar mounted cycle rack. All you do is you lower it down onto the tow ball, lock it in place, and then open it out, and then put your bicycles on. It couldn't be easier. And once this lever is down, you can then take the key, put it in the lock here, and then lock that. And now it is now absolutely locked securely in place, so no one is going to steal your cycle carrier. And don't worry if you've forgotten to shut the tailgate, just push down and then shut the tailgate. And of course you can do that with the bicycles on as well. Now of course one would plug into the car so you've got the lights and indicators going. Then all you do is take a bicycle and pop it up here. And then once the bicycle's in the right place, tighten this up. And you may notice there are straps here and here. Now the way these work is rather clever. Before fixing this one, I'm going to demonstrate here how it works. The strap has these little notches in it. You push it into the strap anchor, and once it's in there you can start ratcheting it up. And you can see it tightening and tightening and tightening, and that will not come loose. The only way to loosen it is to press all the way in on the thumb here and then pull it out. And I'm cranking that crank on the far side. And getting the second bicycle on is just as easy. Get the clamp in place, tighten it. Once that's tight, we can then do the straps. And you see a little more clearly how I do the straps now. It comes in through the bicycle spokes, over the rim of the wheel, down in like that, and then tighten up on that ratchet, and that's done. Now I want to just concentrate on these clamping elements here and show you how they work. Big knob at the end here. If you loosen that off, it's loosening the overall pressure on this clamping element here, but also it's loosening this here. Now if I show you that, there's like a spring mechanism, and you can see this other end is moving to and fro as I do that. Now just here is a part that when this is pulled back should fit in there like so. And the idea of that is that then as you tighten that up, so this bit tightens very securely on there. Now to fit it on there, open it out like so, fit it over the top, bring it around, pull this back, feed it in, and that's it, fit it. And it's the same for both of them. And sometimes, in my eagerness, I'll put the first bike on and forget to bring this one up, and it can't go past. But do not despair. You just loosen it off, pull that down, and then you can remove this and place it on in the correct place, like so. Very easy indeed. And you also note that on the end of the clamping knobs there is a lock. It's the same key. Lock that, and no matter how you turn this, it will not loosen that clamp. So one key fits all, and you get two keys provided with the system. And if you're like me, you keep one somewhere really, really safe and the other one on a nice piece of string. And another really nifty feature, these straps, when they're not in use, fold in like so, pull the other one down, in there, and they stay nice and tidy. And these bicycles are now absolutely secure. Now you think, well, gosh, that's wobbling a bit. But that really is not an issue. It's designed to move a bit. If it was absolutely rigid, then things would break because it would just snap. So you've got to have a bit of give, just like the wings on an aircraft, flex. If they didn't flex, they would break off. Well, I've arrived. Just unlock that one. And that's the second one done. Well, the car's locked, the bikes are ready. Go for a nice cycle ride. Just the job. Well, we're back, and now it's time to do the reverse process. Now, if you're like me, you'll probably find that it's easier to connect the electrics at this stage before putting everything in place, because otherwise you've got to reach past all the gubbins. So that's what I'm going to do now. Now, this is the Euro 13 pin plug that I'm using, but if your car is the UK standard, you can get an adapter. I think I paid about £4.50 for one from Screwfix. Now, there is an adjuster just here that should, when you push down on here, you think it's not quite tight enough, then you can adjust this adjuster, either tighten it or loosen it. And that then ensures a really, really good grip on your tow ball. And at this stage, it's probably easiest to do your lock here so that no one can steal your tow bar. That's absolutely locked now. And now all we do, open out, lift these up. It's something I always forget, is forgetting to lift those up. And we now just put the bikes on. Now, it is useful to know where the pedals should be so that the bikes don't interfere with each other. And I found mine to be best in a position about like that. So that one's done. When that's done, we can lock this. That's locked now. I can turn that till the cows come home and nothing's going to happen. You can't take that bike off. These ratchet clamps are really useful. They're so quick and easy. Now you can see I've got the bicycles facing opposite directions. That means that the handlebars are not interfering with each other. And that's it. I'm ready to go. Of course, at this stage, you would have checked that the lights are working and the brake lights, the indicators, and so on before you drive off. Now, this piece of equipment is the sort of thing that you might lend to one of your children or whatever, or your best friend next door. And the number plates are very easy to change. There's two plastic clips, one here, one there, and there's a little spring-loaded thing behind, and I've just squeezed that. You can probably see, there it is, spring-loaded clips, and that's what I squeezed from behind. And if you do both of those, then it allows you to then take the number plate away and put another one in place. Simple as that. Now, perhaps by now you've looked up the cost of the XT2 or Model 933 and you think, gosh, that's a lot of money. Haha, but you wait and see. Now, if you want to carry a pair of e-bikes, then this is the model you need, because this has a carrying capacity of up to 30 kilos per bicycle. And we all know that e-bikes are just a dash on the heavy side. That's it, good to go. Well, so there you are, you've got your really heavy e-bikes on the back of your car and you think, oh gosh, I need to get into the tailgate. Just push very slightly against the bikes, put down on that clip there and let them drop, and they will hold in place just there, safe as houses. And now you can get in with absolutely no problem at all. When you're finished, it's the reverse process. Up you go. And I can assure you, you do not need to be Tarzan to be able to do that. Now, an e-bike can be quite heavy, and this little gadget has another trick up its sleeve. There is an optional extra, and it is a little loading ramp. There it is, and let me show you how this works. Now, when it opens out the ramp, like so, there is a tongue on this end, and you push that into a small slot in the end of the channel that you wish to use. So that's now ready to go, and then the e-bike simply gets driven up the ramp. So there we go, very simple indeed, and the reverse process works as well. Now, I paid the full price for my Thule Easyfold XT2, but I did contact Thule and I told them that I was making a video, and they have very kindly sent me this cover which you can stow the whole thing away in. Very simple. You push it in like so, put the big flap over, and there's one zip that then goes all the way around. There it is. And there's a hole here so you can still get at those carrying handles. Well, we've had a great cycle ride. We're off home now. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.